why Superman works and fails where Man of Steel didn't. I think that Man of Steel also succeeded in some ways that Superman 2025 didn't, but I don't know. I'm curious to see what they're going to say. Original link for the video is in the description. Let's go.
For weeks now, people have been leaving comments asking, Filmento, what do you think is better, Superman or Man of Steel?
Don't do it, dude. Don't get started down that it will never end. These guys are ruthless. Not you guys.
And
you
my
guys are
honest
great.
answer to that is... In his new movie, a more colorful Superman must go up against superpowered henchmen of his biggest hater, Baldy McBoldhead. And if he doesn't step up to the task soon enough, the world is going to split in two. And that's very poetic, since the movie itself also split the world into two. The Gunverse and the Snyderverse.
I don't... Okay. I don't know, guys. I see a lot of comments, and I realize there could be some sort of algorithm thing going on. I don't see a split. I see a lot of people that are upset, but they do not represent any sort of majority. Okay, they represent a small minority. And I think that can be backed up by the data on the verified reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, those are verified. 90% audience score, right? Not really a split. Then you go to the unverified ones, the ones that you can easily manipulate, okay, in mass, like Internet Movie Database or whatever. They're like in the 7s. That's a good movie. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know that I would call it like split. That's just me. Now, do I call it split sometimes for fun? Yes, I do.
You go anywhere online, you can't avoid seeing everlasting arguments about which side reigns supreme. Oh, Superman got better reviews and was generally more liked.
Yeah, but Man of Steel made more money at the box office.
Yeah, but Superman is almost the same.
We've
and
all
it's still
been there.
making money at the box office.
Okay, well, let's adjust the box office to inflation.
Okay, well, let's adjust the budgets to inflation.
Well, James Gunn is a hypocrite rebooting everything except his own shows and friends and wife.
It's a never-ending battle. You post anything positive about one side, and the other is there in seconds to tear it down.
I have never had a post or a video or whatever positive on one side or the other where I didn't get attacked, or even like people get disappointed in me. Like, I can't believe you like that movie, you know? You call yourself a Superman fan and you like Man of Steel? You call yourself a new Superman fan and you think David did a good job? You know, it's crazy. 1A.
My envy is a calling. It is what has driven me to annihilating you.
And in this case, I kinda get it. The existence of one side is a threat to the other, so it's understandable why fans are at arms.
That's fair,
I, for example,
suppose.
haven't said anything about Superman so far, and I've been Boravian hammered with the same question everywhere. Filmento, which movie do you think is better, Superman or Man of Steel?
He's saying, I haven't even talked about I haven't even brought it up, and I'm getting attacked and asked, where's my stuff? How come I won't tell my opinion? Guys, it is one of the most divisive subjects, I think, on the internet in a long time. But I still think that the majority of people that saw the movie enjoyed it. Now, the people in the nerd world, okay, where we are, that might be more divided. But if you go with general audience, it's not really divided at all. It's not.
And my honest answer to that question is that it's not the right question. See, these are two Superman movies that do very different things for very different results. One movie has a grounded hero existing on eye level with you, while the other has a godly hero that you look up at. One movie focuses on fun external obstacles, while the other prefers emotional challenges. One movie has a very...
There was an internal obstacle, though, in Superman, which is the fact that he is struggling with, this is what I was sent here for. Oh, wait. No, it wasn't, you know.
Straightforward world with simple people, while the other requires a higher price of entry in terms of complexity. The question of which is better is not as important as learning what is done differently and what are the downsides and upsides of doing so, which is what we will focus on today. To be clear, since so many have asked, yes, I will say which movie I prefer. I'm not gonna say it yet, because I don't want to give ammunition to two.
Which one, guys? Which one do you think he prefers? This is my guess by the way he's talking, okay? Because I've seen a lot of this stuff. I'm thinking he's gonna say he prefers the Superman. Right here, James Gunn's. I think he's gonna say that. I don't have one that I prefer. It depends on my mood that day. I've rated them about the same. They're both, I think, about an 8 out of 10. Neither are a 9 or 10. But that's what I think. Put in the comments which one you think he's going to do.
Tourists who clicked on here just to throw a tantrum. But if you watch the video, you will find out which movie I prefer, if for some reason you care. But most importantly, let's understand what Superman does differently than Man of Steel and what's better or worse as a result.
Let's see it. I thought it went to an ad. I was like, what?
The first key difference here is that one Superman exists with you on eye level, whereas the other is a godlike unit that you admire from below. To put it bluntly,
I think that was James's intention. Whether that was good or bad, you can talk about that in the comments. But I think his intention was to take away that godlike, unrelatable thing about him. I don't know if I particularly like that, though.
Superman is a bit of a loser. When the movie begins, he's lost the battle. Then he gets dragged home by his foster dog to get help from his robot babysitters. Then he heads back to Metropolis to fight and loses again. Then he does a mock interview with Lois and loses his cool.
Come on, Lois, you know that one specifically irritates me.
This is on the record.
And also,
I liked it, though. I thought it was funny, but I didn't like how he repeated the words. I don't think Superman should cuss. That's just me. I don't think that's going to be a popular opinion, but I don't think he should cuss really at all. I think he should always be trying to aspire to do better than so that the people around him will have an example to live up to,
So seems to lose her. Then he faces a monster and cannot stop other superheroes from killing it. Then he's black painted and roasted in front of the world, and his entire life purpose turns out to have been a lie, and then he's taken into custody and put in a cage where he lies from multiple scenes doing nothing. Altogether, Superman is very flawed, incompetent, unsure, insecure. He's taller than the old Superman, yet he stands at barely half his height. He's more like one of the boys, like you and me. And in Man of Steel, it's very different. Superman there is an absolute unit. He's the chosen one Jesus of his people. He immediately saves lives in the most badass way. He gets back at his bullies. He has hot women follow him across the world. Even when he fails, he's a painting. Even when he goes into custody, he's in control.
Let's put our cards on the table here, General.
Altogether,
That was
there
cool.
may be efforts to
Still an awesome aura farming moment. Okay, that was cool. He just it doesn't even like try to pull them apart. They just come apart. That was cool.
humanize Superman and make him relatable, but at the end of the day, he's not like you and me. He's up there in the clouds.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm terrible.
But at the end of the
that ain't
day,
me.
he's not like you and me. He's up there in the clouds for us to admire and strive toward. He's like Goku, inspiring you to go to the gym to work for something that you can never truly reach. And when you put it like that, why the hell would you ever make a Superman who exists on ground level? Well, it comes down to the choice between admiration and astonishment. After Superman has been lying in Luthor's pocket universe cage for multiple scenes, he finally does something we're not used to seeing from him. He convinces his cellmate of his abilities, and then he stands up tall. He smashes out of the cage. He beats up the guard to save the cellmate's baby.
That was the moment when the movie really started to take off for me in the theaters, guys. Up to that moment, I was thinking, this movie's okay. In the pocket universe, when he starts to escape, I was like, holy cow. Now, I will say the scene with Mr. Terrific before that was cool, but this is where it was like, holy, or was that before or after? I can't remember. I was like, wow, this is cool.
He protects the baby at any cost while being attacked from all around. And when all the heroes are about to be sucked into a black hole, he gets them out of there. Seeing this short Superman amount to something so high and mighty, it's amazing.
I actually thought that was stupid until one of y'all explained that to me in the comments. And the way he explained it, I'm like, you know what? That does make sense. He couldn't fly strong enough, so he just gave himself a little boost. Like in Mario Kart. The mushroom, you just a little boost. Like that's all he needed, because he wasn't going in, he just needed to start coming back. And That makes sense.
Hell yeah, Superman, go Superman. It's the rise that we go on with this character that creates the astonishment. A bit like the scene in the Snyder Cut where the Flash became the biggest hero of the whole movie. The reason I was jumping in my seat seeing it for the first time is because it's not something I would expect to see from the Flash.
That it's a car.
Snack hole.
He will always be a goofy sidekick.
And although Man of Steel Superman of course has his own flaws and rises, it's not the same. When he beats up the villain's henchmen, you admire it more than get astonished by it. Because I mean, he's Superman, a god among men. This is kinda on par with what you expect from him. You don't get shocked when God performs miracles, right? Because he's God. But when the new Superman beats up the villain's henchmen who he has always lost to, you do get shocked, astonished, like holy hell, he finally found a way. That's incredible. Go Superman.
Okay. All right. I'm understanding what you mean now. Okay.
And now that we understand the difference between the heroes, I know what you're asking. Which is better? Well, there is no right answer. It depends on the character and what you want to do with them. Batman, for example, usually works best when the audience is down in the dirt with him. But at the same time, it could also be cool to see an adaptation of the OP animated Batman where he's this unbeatable force you can admire from afar. It's astonishment versus admiration, ground level versus looking up, relatable cousin you wanna hang out with versus cool uncle you wanna watch. Choose whichever better fits your hero.
Then getting about 3 inches from your face for your close-up, which isn't the most flattering angle, but I'll tell you what, on the big screen, it really makes you feel like you're right there with us.
He's the biggest superhero on the planet. He's the why of all superheroes, the father of every superhero.
What were those quotes telling us?
Another key difference here is that one movie plays with fun external obstacles while the other focuses more on emotional challenge. In Superman, for the most part, the obstacles exist on the outside.
I think both are fine. I really do. I think a healthy mix of both would be good. And yeah.
Fight some masked supervillain from a fictional country until he's had enough for today and leaves. We fight some big Luthor monster wreaking havoc in the city, except no real havoc really happens.
Everybody okay?
We fight Luthor's henchmen at the end because the world is splitting apart and we need to get to Luthor to stop it. To be fair, I don't want to make it seem like there's no emotional resonance here because there is. To see this little kid believe in Superman to his very last breath does hit you in the feels.
Until Superman, he doesn't show.
But for the most part, the movie plays positively on the external side. There's fictional countries invading other fictional countries that we explore less than Borat's hometown. There's fights against nameless grunts while catchy music plays in the background. I mean, the big climax is Superman fighting a dumb clone who Lex Luthor is controlling like an MLG gamer.
2A, 5B, 5B, 6K.
It fits and works, but is also silly, goofy, kinda what Scorsese meant when he said some movies are amusement parks to have fun in. Whereas in Man of Steel, it's very different. There are some external obstacles in form of whatever machines, yes, but for the most part the challenge is emotional. When Superman fights henchmen in Smallville, his main purpose is not to protect some MacGuffin or save the military or anything.
Get inside.
He's mostly there to make the henchmen regret thinking they can come for his mom.
You think you can threaten my mother?
Even when Superman fights
Is it only about his mom? I mean, they're there because they said that the planet was going to pay the price or whatever if he didn't reveal himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, or something. I can't remember now. I can't remember the exact words, but it wasn't just about his mom, right? Like his mom was the one that was like, hey, go make yourself known to the, I don't know.
But at the end, the external side is already over. Zod's plan failed, Krypton is gone. The fight is mostly about Zod being like, well, you took away my purpose to live, so now I'll make life hell for you until you end me. It is purely about negative emotion. And once again, there is a point to both sides. It comes down to the choice between having fun and having to reflect. In Superman, you can watch the conflict and obstacles and...
I did come out of Superman 2025 thinking this is genuinely a fun movie. I absolutely felt that way. Man of Steel, I didn't feel that way, but it wasn't that I felt negative. I just didn't feel like, oh, fun. I thought, cool, you know?
Feel pretty good about them. Superman saves this civilian, he saves that civilian, he saves this dog and even this squirrel. It's very light and casual, and even the most negative things are ultimately not that deep.
Yeah.
Superman seems to break up with Lois, but not really, and they don't ever get in serious conflict.
Well, I would say that was mildly serious. She obviously had some severe doubts and made it known to him. That's never good for a relationship.
Lex Luthor breaks into Superman's home to harm his robots and dog, but at the end the robots are fine and even the dog seems to enjoy captivity. The most real sense of danger comes when Superman is locked in the pocket universe with the Kryptonite guy. Now it seems like things are really bad. Until you remember that, oh yeah, there are these other superheroes who can easily look into what happened, so probably Superman is gonna be just fine. Altogether, the obstacles are quite emotionally unchallenging and untaxing, and when it's all over, you can leave the theater with a big smile. Man of Steel, on the other hand, is heavier in the conflict. Superman isn't saving dogs. He's
You know, it's weird though. People did leave with a big smile, but at the end of Man of Steel, when I was there in the theater in 2013, they cheered. Everybody talked about how much they loved Superman afterwards, but nobody cheered because he didn't give him that moment. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't give him that cheering moment in Superman 2025. But everybody loved it. Like, they all were talking, like, we could hear him out when we got out. Everybody was, like, blown away.
Saving civilians unless he's attracted to them. He doesn't even save his own dad. If you're a squirrel, good luck. The obstacles in need of overcoming here do not make you feel good. You don't feel good when Faora flies into her demise with the army guy. You don't feel good when Superman kills Zod. When the credits roll, you are not smiling. More so, you're forced to reflect. Well, should Superman have saved his dad against his wishes? Could he have imprisoned Zod somewhere instead of killing him? Could this bad stuff have been avoided for a more positive result? The challenge is born from the negative, which enhances the raw feeling of emotion.
If you destroy this ship, you destroy Krypton!
And once again, there is no right answer for which is better. It depends on the movie you're making. Whether a Superman movie should be a colorful good time that makes you smile after the fact, that's up to you. I'm not enough of a fan to know. But with Batman, for example, if you're grinning in...
We're enough fans to know. Do you think that Superman should be a colorful thing that makes you smile at the end, or does it not have to be that way? I do feel like we should get those feels from Superman, some way, form, or fashion. I do. Even Man of Steel had you smiling at the end whenever Henry Cavill smiled and was like, good to meet you, Lois. I mean, I don't know.
Joy at the end credits, then probably something is not right. It's external conflict versus emotional conflict. Light fun versus heavier taxation. Choose whichever
I think I'm on board with that. Every time he does that, I think that's going to be some kind of ad. I'm like, wait.
Another key difference here is that one world is very straightforward with simple characters, while the other requires a higher price of entry in terms of complexity. In Superman, most often what you see is what you get. All citizens love Superman, but then they see one arms dealer billionaire hater on the news and instantly turn on him. Why? Because that's how it is now. The movie could have gone deeper into this with the geopolitical topic, but chose a simple clip instead.
I know there's computer forensics guys. They're not gonna say it's legit unless they are sure.
And this simplistic trend continues. Why do Lex Luthor's henchmen obey him without question? Well, because they're bad guy henchmen and his goal is their goal.
I know, Lex. I've sacrificed my own humanity to help get rid of it.
Why does the Justice Gang fight for good? Well, because they're superheroes and that's what they do. Why is every woman obsessed with Jimmy Olsen? Well, because that's how it is. Not much more to it. Look at Lex Luthor. His main drive is his hatred of Superman, yet the movie doesn't really dive too deep into that. Yeah, there's very direct talk about jealousy and whatnot,
Catapulted onto this planet just to have the world fawn over him.
but it's surface level at most. You don't need to focus to not get lost. It's right there, easily accessible for everyone of all ages.
You're driven by envy, Luthor. You couldn't be more obvious.
No
Is it much easier to follow along with 2025?
Altogether, the complexity doesn't really go beyond this nice alien having to act evil because, look, in the scene he has a baby in danger. Pretty simple. And in Man of Steel, it's not so simple. Faora doesn't fight because she's a henchman, but because she's a soldier in a takeover gone wrong who has nothing else left. Zod doesn't fight because he's a villain, but because he was created to protect Krypton, and without that he has no reason to exist and thus wants to die in battle. People are individuals. But to get a more direct...
I do love the breakdown, though, guys. He's right. I mean, these are good character breakdowns.
comparison, look at Lex Luthor in BVS. I know he's not the best character because
Take away the name Lex. Awesome villain. He does not act like Lex Luthor, but he's an awesome villain. I've said that many times, maybe not on this channel, the other one, I don't know. But he doesn't act like a Lex Luthor at all. But he does act like a really good villain. We should give him a different name. I don't know what it should be.
because his acting is wrong and he's pulled in two directions by two different writers. But if you really look into him, you'll find a Rubik's Cube to be assembled. Basically,
That's
Lex
true.
Jr. grew up with a dad who was very physical and not so nice with him. His dad was an all-powerful guy who could make him feel tiny and powerless.
Why are they acting like his dad is Lex Luthor?
And now that his dad is gone, Lex is used to being the most powerful person in the food chain. Doesn't matter if he's meeting superstars or senators, which is very realistic by the way, he can waltz in holding the upper hand. With one exception, Superman. Superman is the only all-powerful person above Lex who he does not hold power over, who can make him feel powerless, exactly like his dad.
This is making me want to watch Batman vs. Superman again. Yeah, it is.
And in Lex's mind, if something is all-powerful, then it cannot be all good, like Superman
That's like a made-up rule, though. It's a made-up rule. I would think that all good would be all-powerful. Evil needs to corrupt, whereas good needs to create. And evil can't corrupt without good to have created something, you know?
pretends to be, like his dad pretended to be.
No, don't believe it. My father named the company after himself. He was the... Dad started saying that he named the company after his kid at investor pitches. Rich old ladies. They thought it was very cute, you know?
His dad was in reality a piece of crap, and thus so must Superman be. He sees his dad in Superman. Taking down one is symbolic for taking down the other.
The problem of evil in the world. The problem of absolute virtue. The problem of you on top of everything else. You above all. They need to
There were a lot of good speeches in that movie.
Now, I know not everyone sees that when they watch this movie, and that's fine. That's the point. You need to think about it for yourself, to focus, to assemble the pieces. And if you do think about it, Alfred's warning about corruption might be even more defining of Lex than Bruce.
That's how it starts. The fever.
Guys, I'm digging his character breakdown. I don't feel if y'all can tell, but I'm really into just like watching this. I'm like, man, he's good at character breakdowns, that's for sure.
The rage, the feeling of powerlessness that turns good men cruel.
I didn't put
And
that
once
together.
Again, the question of which is better comes down to what you're going for. Easy access for all versus challenging complexity. If you want all audiences to be able to watch and enjoy popcorn without thinking too much, going simple with the world is the answer. Ultraman is a machine-like clone. All women comedically love Jimmy Olsen. This guy has a baby in the scene. The audience isn't going to get lost because the water is knee-deep. It's safe and it works for everyone without confusion because it's right there.
I'm as human as anyone. I love, I get scared,
I wake up every morning and despair.
I didn't like that speech the first time I saw it. I've told y'all this. But it's growing on me. I've had some times in life since I've seen that movie, and I've felt it. I've felt it, you know? I still don't know that I think it was extremely necessary, but I've felt it.
If you want to challenge audiences and take characters to further places, then complexity is the answer. The old Lex was willing to risk city destruction to beat Superman just like the new Lex, but also self-destruction. That's how much he hated Superman. And with the new Lex...
That I didn't really like. I feel like he shouldn't be willing for self-destruction to destruct Superman. This one, I don't think he was willing, but at the same time, he did a lot of stupid stuff. All these people see his face, know who he is, you know, like, I don't know.
You just couldn't go that far. He's so simple and easy to understand that you can condense his essence into a meme, which of course has its own advantages as well. It's about finding balance. If I could get a combination of the new Lex's actor and personality together with the puzzle-like complexity of the old Lex, that would be great. But the main point is that both these movies do their own things with their own upsides and downsides. And now that we know a bit more about them, we can use them better in our own work. And as to the question of which movie is better, hopefully I've made you see that it's not the question to ask. The better movie is the one you prefer. And
tricked me. I really thought he was going to say this one. And I thought it throughout the entire time, too. But I agree. It depends on what mood you're in, man.
Personally, as a brooding Batman fan, I can honestly say this. Superman is a great fun time, and it's good they went in a fresh direction, and I'll gladly see more. But for me, still, Man of Steel clears.
Oh, so he did pick Man of Steel. Okay. I did not see that coming. If y'all did, good for you. Don't forget to check out my Amazon store, guys, where you can find all sorts of Superman stuff in one place just for you. And remember, like Superman, live humbly, do good.